Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong and welcome to Pointless. This is the quiz show where the questions have been put to 100 people before the show and all our contestants have to do is come up with the answers those 100 people couldn't think of. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hi, I'm Jake. This is my friend Ollie and we're from South West London.
Couple number two.
Hello, I'm Jane. I'm from Nottingham. This is Kasim, my husband. He's from Malaysia.
Couple number three.
Hi, I'm Beth. This is my friend Sean, and we're from Sheffield.
And finally, couple number four.
Hi, I'm Lynn. I'm from Bournemouth, and this is my son Ben, and he's from London.
And these are today's contestants. Thanks, all of you. We'll find out more about you throughout the show as it goes along. So that just leaves one more person for me to introduce. He's so clever he can do the Times crossword in 10 minutes and without even using a pen. It's my pointless friend, it's Richard.
Hiya. Hi, everyone. How are you this afternoon?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you, Richard.
Excellent. It should be a lovely show today. We've only got Sean and Beth from the last show, but they got all the way through to their head-to-head. They were pretty good, weren't they? So we've got 3 new pairs today, but we chatted to them earlier. They seem lovely, don't they?
Yeah, they seem very nice.
Do you think they may turn?
I don't know.
You don't know. I have high
don't
hopes
know.
for each and every one of them.
Yeah. I think on the whole they're great.
There you go. We've got a lovely couple of first rounds as well. I think something for everybody in the first couple of rounds.
A couple of
here.
first rounds.
Oh, no.
This is fun.
I guess what I mean is the first 2 rounds.
OK, thanks very much indeed. Now, all our questions on Pointless have been put to 100 people before the show. Our contestants here need to find the obscure answers those 100 people didn't get. Of course, everyone's trying to find a pointless answer. This is an answer that none of our 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Now, Pete and Sean didn't win the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £3,000. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. OK, in this first round, I'll take an answer from each of you, but there is to be no conferring. Whoever has the highest score at the end of the round, of course, will be heading home. OK, our first category today is words. It's a words round. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many words ending in N-E-L as they could. Words ending in N-E-L. Richard?
It's a tricky one, that, isn't it? We're looking for any word that has its own entry in the Oxford Dictionary of English that ends N-E-L, please. As always, no hyphenated words, no trademarks, no proper nouns or anything like that. So any word that has its own entry in the Oxford Dictionary of English that ends N-E-L. Very best of luck to everybody.
Thanks very much indeed. Now then, Jake and Ollie, you all drew lots before the show, and today you're going to go first. Now, Ollie, I saw you taking some very deep breaths when a words round came up, and then you've gone first. Tell me your logic there.
Well, we thought if I go first, I can get an average answer, and then Jake can get maybe a lower answer, and together we can still somehow get through.
No, I think that works. So that stands up. That stands up. Now, Ollie, what do you do?
I'm at Bournemouth University studying television production.
Are you? How do you find it? How's it going?
It's actually, really amazing, yeah.
Good. It's all going well, enjoying it?
Yep. Really
Haven't been put off the industry?
No, the money's putting me off uni, but the industry's still...
Yeah, what, you think it's better in the industry? Is that what you're saying?
This is true, this is true.
OK, now, Ollie, we're looking for words ending in N-E-L.
I think I've got one.
You've got one.
But audience don't laugh. It couldn't be great, but I'm going to go for Colonel.
How are you spelling that? Just a matter of interest.
Wow. K-E-R-N-E-L.
Colonel, K-E-R-N-E-L. OK, let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Colonel. It's right. Look at that, 16, Ollie. That's a great answer. Very well done indeed. And you didn't have much time to think of it.
Well played, Ollie. That's a relief, isn't it?
Such a relief, I can't tell you.
Yeah, the edible part of a nut is a kernel.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, Jane, welcome to the show. What do you do, Jane?
I'm a full-time PhD student, a mature student.
What's your PhD in?
Criminology.
Oh, that's
It's
fun.
in e-fencing, which is the sale of stolen goods online.
Wow. So what, you find ways of tracking stuff down?
Exactly, that's exactly what I'm trying to do.
OK. Now, a word ending N-E-L.
I'm going to try spinel, which I think is a semi-precious stone.
Spinel. Spinel, says Jane. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said spinel. It's right. It's a great answer. Look at that, 2, Jane. Very well done indeed. 2 for spinel.
That's a terrific answer. Very well played. There is a spinel, the Timor ruby, that's in the crown jewels.
Thank you. Now, Sean.
Hiya.
Welcome back. Now, Sean, remind us what you're doing.
Physics, chemistry and biology A-level.
So what are you hoping to do? Are you going to take a year out or are you going to go straight on to university, Sean?
Taking a year out and hopefully going travelling, maybe.
Do you know where you might go?
We're either thinking round Europe or if we can save up enough money, maybe Peru. Go Machu Picchu.
Peru, that'd be nice. Well, get on and win that jackpot.
Yeah.
3,000
that'd be
quid
nice.
would help, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
OK, now, words ending N-E-L.
Well, I'm thinking of one, but I'm not sure if it's slang.
Slang might be allowed. Some slang words are in the dictionary.
Yeah.
It's not filthy, is it? Good. Good.
Filthy words ending in N-E-L?
No, just filthy words in general. I don't know. There might be words that I haven't heard of. I don't really know filthy words.
Or I don't know if it's a word my mum's made up. I don't know. I don't know whether to go for it. Flannel.
Flannel.
Yeah, like you wash your face with the flannel.
Is that the word you thought was slang?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard anyone else use it in, like, legit words.
Well, I guess you don't share a bathroom with that many other people, I suppose. So, you know, flannel. I think it sounds pretty good. Let's see if it's right. How many people said flannel? It's a great answer, Sean. Very well done. There you are. 26 is your reward for it.
Yeah, well done, Sean. That's, yeah.
It's a real word.
And then some. Yeah. I mean, that really is a proper word. It hasn't just got its own entry in the Oxford Dictionary of English. It's got a page, whole page, with a picture of your mum.
Oh. Thanks very much indeed. Lynn, welcome to Pointless. Lovely to have you here.
Thank you.
Up from Bournemouth.
Yes.
And what do you do in Bournemouth, Lynn?
I'm retired now.
What did you do?
I used to work in a pet shop.
What was the most exotic pet you sold?
We didn't actually sell pets. It was...
Oh, hang on. So it was a front.
It was... It was leads and collars and medicine and blankets and food and...
I see. So pet
Supplies.
accessories.
Yes.
Pet supplies.
Like a flannel for a rabbit.
They do flannels for rabbits.
Do you know what I saw in a pet shop the other day? They sell wood shavings for hamster cages, lavender scented.
Yeah, strawberry scented, yeah.
Strawberry scented.
Yeah.
But it's going to smell of hamster wee in 24 hours.
No, but hamster wheat and strawberry. Which I have, that's a herbal tea I have as well. That essentially is what herbal tea is, isn't it?
Essentially. Lynn, a word ending N-E-L.
I think it's a word. And I'm going to say gunnel. G-U-N-N-E-L. Gunnel.
Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said gunnel. Absolutely right. Very well done. 12.
Well played then, yeah, gunnel's on a boat. Actually, more normally spelt G-U-N-W-A-L-E,
yeah.
but gunnel is a variant spelling of it.
Thanks very much indeed. Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at those scores. Jane, 2 points. Very well done indeed. Then we travel up to 12, where we find Lynn and Ben. Up to 16, where we find Ollie and Jake. Up to 26, where we find Sian and Beth. So, Beth, yes, get thinking of a really good low-scoring word. Best of luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we are looking for words ending in N-E-L. Now, Ben, welcome to the show. What do you do?
I'm a video game PR person.
That's fun.
I know, it's good.
That's fun. Have you grown up loving video games all your life?
Yeah, I've been doing it for about 12 years now, so I'm a giant nerd, basically.
OK, now, words ending N-E-L. You're on 12. The high scorers on 26 are Beth and Sian, so if you can score 13 or less, you'll avoid becoming the new high scorers.
I think I've got one that I'm really not sure of, but it could be pointless, but I don't want to risk it, so I'm going to go with funnel.
Funnel. OK, funnel, says Ben. Here's your red line. If you get below that, you are definitely through to the next round. Let's see how many of our 100 said funnel. It's right. $58 takes your total up to 70.
funnel. It's essentially, it's a fun flannel.
Yeah. I don't think the flannel has yet been made that wasn't fun.
There is some truth in that.
I'm going to come out and say that. Now, Beth.
Yep.
If you can score 43 or less, you're in the next round. Now, Beth, remind us what you do.
I'm an A-level student,
And your 3 A-levels are?
maths, physics and geography.
How do you feel about words ending N-E-L?
I thought it was quite difficult because it's quite an unusual word ending, so I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to go for fennel.
Fennel, says Beth. Sounds good to me. Let's see how many of our 100 people said fennel. Is right. Absolutely right, you're through. 28 and 54 your total.
Well played, Beth, safely through. Yeah, fennel. That's an East Anglian flannel.
Now then, Kasim.
Hi.
Kasim, welcome to the show. What do you do, Kasim?
I'm a senior lecturer at the University of Derby,
And what do you lecture in?
criminology.
Oh, I see. There we are. Don't tell me that's how you and Jane met. You won't know.
No, we were pen pals. And then we got married.
You got married.
Yeah.
And where were you then?
I was in Malaysia. I was a custom officer then.
Good stuff. And here you are on Pointless, the next
Yes, I
natural
am.
step, of course. Well, you are on 2. Lovely low score from Jane in the first pass. The high scorers on 70 are Ben and Lynn. What we need from you is a score of 67 or less, and that will get you through to the next round.
I'm not very good with words. I'll go with personnel.
Personnel. Personnel. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. There's your red line. Below that, you're in the next round. Very well done, you're through. 7 for personnel. Takes your total up to 9. Wonderful low total.
That's a terrific answer. Yeah, very well played, personnel. What's the Malay word for flannel?
Tuala. T-U-A-L-A. Tuala.
Tuala. See, everyone's got a word for it.
Now, Jake.
Hello.
Jake, welcome to the show. What do you do, Jake?
I'm in a gap year at the moment. I'm starting uni in September.
Good. What a great thing to do with your gap here. Come on, Pointless.
Yeah.
What else have you done with it?
I have worked and I'm planning travel for the summer.
OK, well, that all sounds good. And what are you going to study at university?
Politics and modern history joint.
Sadly, you're not studying words ending N-E-L.
No.
That's the,
No.
that's a shame. However, the high scorers, Ben and Lynn on 70, all you have to score is 53 or less.
Basically, I've got 2 safe ones, and I've got one which I think will probably be quite low. Panel and tunnel are obvious ones, and then kernel. And I'm going to be brave and go with kernel.
OK, well, let's see. You're going to go for Colonel. There's your red line. Get below that with Colonel, and you are through. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Colonel. Yep, you've done it. Very well done indeed. 24. 24, taking your total up to 40. Very well done indeed.
I think that might be the first time in Pointless history 2 teammates are given exactly the same answer.
That's great. Yeah.
That seems to work.
Very different spellings and meanings, in fact.
Yeah, absolutely. And how is your thinking?
OK, my safe one would be Sentinel. Sentinel.
Sentinel. Sentinel would have scored you 16 points.
Yeah. I'm desperately trying to think of a sort of a re-channel or a side channel. Yeah.
Well, let's look at the Pointless answers. The very first one will be up your street, because the very first one is back channel. Cracknel is a Pointless answer. You could have had Inconel, which is a nickel alloy. You could have had a mangonel, which is a type of catapult, like a siege engine. Essentially, microkernel, which is a tiny soldier. You could have had... You could have multi-channel.
There you
another good one. There's a few more. You could have had polytunnel, which is something they said in Lynn's pet shop. It's lovely. The parrots love it. You could have had spignal, which is a type of parsley, or you could have had venal, which is one of the many words we have in the English language for a narrow lane between 2 houses, a venal.
What were the big scorers?
The big scorers, well, these are the ones that the most of our 100 people said. Channel would have scored you 44. Funnel, 58. It's the second highest scorer of all. And right at the top was tunnel On 66. There's some other nice little answers down here. Shrapnel would have scored you 7. You could also have had Pimpernel for 4. Pimpernel is a nice word, isn't it?
Thank you very much indeed. So at the end of our first round, the pair who'll be heading home with their high score of 70 are Ben and Lynn. I'm so sorry. 2 perfectly good answers, but funnel, what a punishing score that was. Yeah, 58 for funnel. I'm sorry we have to say goodbye to you so soon, but the good news is we'll see you again next time. We'll look forward to that very much indeed. In the meantime, thanks so much, Ben and Lynn. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. And so now there's only 3 pairs here, and at the end of this round, obviously, we'll be sending another pair home. Kasim and Jane, very well played. Lovely low score, single-figure score. Your total of 9 there. That was very impressive indeed. And Jake and Ollie, 2 colonels. Very good work. Yeah, Sian and Beth, our only returning pair, the highest scorers of our remaining pairs. So, yes, time for you to pull your socks up. Let's hope we'll see you in the head-to-head. Best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 is pop music. Pop music. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns musical trios. Musical trios, Richard.
On each pass, we're going to show you a list of names, and each of those names are linked by a musical trio. Can you tell us which musical trio they were part of, please? It's going to be 6 on the first pass, 6 on the second, 12 in all to have a go at home.
OK, thanks very much indeed. So we're looking for the names of these famous musical trios, and here's our first board of 6. Billy Gibbons, Dusty Hill, Frank Beard, Stuart Copeland, Sting, Andy Summers, Brian Chase, Karen O, Nick Zinner, Rosonda Chili Thomas, Tion T-Boz Watkins and Lisa Left Eye Lopez, Beyonce Knowles, Kelly Rowland and Michelle Williams, and finally Ginger Baker, Jack Bruce, Eric Clapton. I'll read those all one last time. Billy Gibbons, Dusty Hill, Frank Beard, Stuart Copeland, Sting, Andy Summers, Brian Chase, Karen O, Nick Zinner, Rosonda Chili Thomas, Tion T-Boz Watkins and Lisa Left Eye Lopez, Beyonce Knowles, Kelly Rowland, Michelle Williams and Ginger Baker, Jack Bruce and Eric Clapton. There we are, 6 musical trios. Jake, which is the lowest scoring one there you can see?
I only know 2. I'm going to say The Police for Stuart Copeland, Sting and Andy Summers.
The Police, says Jake. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said The Police. It is, of course, The Police. Quite a high score, 74 there, Jake.
Yep, 5 #1 singles for The Police in the UK. And
only 5?
A big scorer. Yeah, only 5.
Now, Kasim, is this a terrible question for you?
Yes, it is. I don't know, Beyonce, Knowles, Sugar Babes.
You're going to say the Sugar Babes for Beyonce Knowles, Kelly Rowland and Michelle Williams. Let's see if Sugar Babes is right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Sugar Babes. No bad luck, I'm sorry, Kasim. A really tough board, that, and a tough round if you don't know your pop trios. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer. Scores you the maximum of 100 points. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Kasim, they're actually the only 3 women in the world who haven't been in the Sugar Babes, those 3.
Thanks very much. Now, Sian, the board is all yours. Talk us through it and fill in the blanks.
Oh, I'm absolutely sweating it then, thinking with that, because that was the only one I know. I don't know any of them apart from Beyonce, Kelly Rowland and Michelle Williams were in Destiny's Child.
Destiny's Child, says Sian. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Destiny's Child. Absolutely right. 32. 32, that's a low score.
Well done, Sian. I thought because we had all these young people on, they'd know the cool one on the board.
I'm now quite worried.
You guys don't know the Yeah, Yeah, Yeahs?
I do.
Yeah, that's the Brian Chase, Karen O, Nick Zimmer. Yeah, Yeah, Yeahs. Would have scored 1 point. It would have been a terrific answer.
Why did I not go first?
Very well, yeah, Beth knew it. Well, there'll be a cool one on the next board as well, I'm sure. But well done if you got that at home. Billy Gibbons, Dusty Hill, Frank Beard.
ZZ Top.
ZZ Top, yeah. Would have scored 12 points. Rosinda Chili Thomas and the rest.
TLC.
It is TLC, yes. Would have scored 7 points. And the bottom one?
It's Cream.
Is Cream, yes. And that would have scored 35. So the best answer there, Yeah, Yeah, Yeahs.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at those scores. Well, Beth, you might not have been able to give that brilliant low answer that round, but you're still the low scorers. 32, very well done there, Sean. Up to 74, where we find Jake and Ollie. Then up to 100, where we find Kasim and Jane. Jane, we're going to need a low score from you if you're going to stay with us beyond the end of this round.
I think it's 200, Club.
Best of luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more trios up on the board, and here they are. We have got Maurice Gibb, Barry Gibb, Robin Gibb, Charlie Simpson, James Bourne, Matt Willis, Bruce Foxton, Paul Weller, Rick Buckler, Daryl McDaniels, Joseph Simmons, Jason Mizell, Dan Andriano, Matt Skiba and Derek Grant, and Christ Novoselic, Kurt Cobain and Dave Grohl. I'll read those all one last time. Maurice Gibb, Barry Gibb, Robin Gibb, Charlie Simpson, James Bourne, Matt Willis, Bruce Foxton, Paul Weller, Rick Buckler, Daryl McDaniels, Joseph Simmons, Jason Mizell, Dan Andriano, Matt Skiba, Derek Grant, and Christ Novoselic, Kurt Cobain and Dave Grohl. There we are. Remember, we're looking for the famous trios in which these musicians played. And Beth, you're going to try and find the lowest scoring one you know on that board. Is that a good board for you as well?
It's OK. I know quite a few, but I'm just not sure which ones are going to be the lowest.
Yeah. Well, the high scorers are Jane and Kasim on 100. If you can score 67 or less, you won't even become the new high scorers.
Right. OK. I'm going to go for Charlie Simpson, James Bourne and Matt Willis, and they're in Busted.
Busted, says Beth. Here is your red line. If you get below that with Busted, you're through to the next round. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Busted. Is right. And you're through. Very well done. Look at that, 9. What a great answer. 9 takes your total up to 41.
Well played, Beth. Not as cool as Yes, but another very good answer. I love Busted.
They're great.
Yeah.
Now, Jane, how is this board for you? Surely there's one on there you might know.
I think I know a couple of really obvious ones, so I'm pretty sure they're going to score fairly highly. I'm going to go for the bottom one. Chris, I don't know how to pronounce it, Novoselic, Kurt Cobain, David Grohl. I think that's Nirvana.
Nirvana, says Jane. Nirvana. You're the high scorer, so there's no red line for you. But let's see how far down the column you get with Nirvana. Is right. 42. 42, not bad. Takes your total up to 142.
Well played, Jane. You're giving yourself a chance there. Yeah, Nirvana, absolutely right. Dave Grohl, of course, now in Foo Fighters.
Thanks very much indeed. Now, Ollie, this board is all... Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no, Ollie, this is terrible.
I don't like to admit it, but I actually knew Busted. And all my uni friends will absolutely rinse me for that, but that's the only one I knew.
There's nothing wrong with Busted.
There is, though. At the end of the day, quite a few things wrong with Busted.
Now, Ollie, so what were the names of these bands?
Problem is, I know there's probably 2 there that everyone in the audience is like, come on, Ollie, you must know that, and I honestly don't.
67 or less. Gets you in the head-to-head, Ollie.
I'm actually trying to make up a band name that sounds plausible, and I can't even do that.
I'll tell you a good name for a band.
Yeah.
Colonel.
I mean, really?
It's not a bad name.
It's really not a bad name at all. Do you play instruments, the pair of you?
I play a bit of drums.
OK, you're away. OK, Ollie, let's have an answer then.
OK. I'm going to go for the Gibsons for the 3 brothers. Yeah.
The Gibsons?
Yeah.
OK, the Gibsons.
You never know. You do never know, really.
No, well... Occasionally, you do know.
Yeah.
Occasionally, you do know.
This is true.
So for the brothers Gibb, you're going to say the Gibsons. Let's see if that's right. There's your red line. If it is, let's see how many people said the Gibsons. Bad luck. Bad luck, Ollie. I'm sorry. Scores you the maximum of 100 points. An incorrect answer there. Takes your total up to 174.
I'm sorry, Ollie, I felt your pain there. I really did. And it's a band you will have heard of as well, the one with the Gibbs. It's the Bee Gees.
Oh.
And that would have scored you...
See, that's a sensible thing. Like, I technically could have thought of that, but...
Would have scored you 89 points, though. Would have still have seen you knocked out.
Oh, OK.
And only because everybody in the world knows it. That's... Here's another band that probably in their day would have scored 89, but they score fewer now. Bruce Foxton, Paul Weller, Rick Buckler.
The Jam.
The Jam, yep, scores 27 points. Now, Dan Adriano, Matt Skiba and Derek Grant. Very well done to anyone who said Alkaline Trio. Very good answer. 1 point. And this other one is a pointless answer. I didn't think it would be.
Yeah, Run DMC.
Run DMC, absolutely, yeah. Well done if you said that at home. Pointless answer.
There we are. OK, well, thanks very much indeed, Richard, Jake and Ollie. Well, valiant attempt there, but I'm afraid it was a tough board, that. The Jam. Might you have ever guessed that?
No.
No.
If I'm being honest with you.
OK, well, fair enough. We'll see you again next time, Ollie and Jake. Look forward to that very much indeed. But meantime, thanks very much for playing. Ollie and Jake. But for the remaining two pairs, it's now time for the head-to-head. Congratulations, Sean and Beth, Kasim and Jane. You are now one step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £3,000. Now, we have to decide who's going to play for that money, and to do that, you're now going to go head-to-head. The big difference is you're now allowed to confer. The first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that money. I think this is going to be a very, very close third round. Best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. OK, here comes your first question, and it concerns trains in films. Trains in films.
That's right. We're going to show you 5 pictures now from films which feature scenes set on trains. Can you tell us the name of the films, please?
OK, let's reveal our 5 trains in films, and here they are. We have got A, B, C, D, and E. There we are, 5 trains in 5 different films. Sean and Beth, you've played best throughout the show so far, so you get to go first.
Do you think? I think I know E, but I'm not entirely sure. I think E might be source code, but I'm not entirely sure.
If E is who I think it is, I think it's Jake Gyllenhaal in Source Code.
Source code. E, source code. Now then, Kasim and Jane, the board is all yours. Talk us through all of those films, if you can.
Right, well, we think we know two of the others for sure. Well, we know the Beatles are there, but I can't remember the name of the film. We know that A, I think, is Murder on the Orient Express, but we'll go for C, which we think is Polar Express.
Polar Express for C. So, Sean and Beth are saying source code. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said E was source code. It's right. That's a great answer. Look at that. There we are. 9. Very well done, Sean and Beth. 9 for source code. Now, Kasim and Jane are saying Polar Express for C. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said that. Well, it's right, but 9 is what it's got to beat. Ooh, 55. Good answer, but it doesn't beat Sean and Beth's excellent answer, which means, Sean and Beth, after one question, you're up 1-0.
Source Code, excellent answer, excellent film as well, Source Code. Have you seen it?
No.
It's good.
No,
Duncan Jones directed it. A is Murder on the Orient Express, but would have scored you 41 points. That's Albert Finney there as Hercule Poirot. The Beatles film is Hard Day's Night. That would have scored you 22. From 1964, that one looking very young there. And D is The Lady Vanishes.
Yeah.
Yep. Hitchcock's Lady Vanishes, 6 points for that.
Thanks very much indeed. So here comes your second question. Kasim and Jane, you'll get to go first this time, but you need to win this one to stay in the game. Best of luck. It concerns Vatican City State. Vatican City State. Richard.
I'm going to show you 5 clues now to facts about Vatican City. Can you give us the most obscure answer?
OK, thanks very much. Let's reveal our 5 clues, and here they are. We have got the country which surrounds the Vatican City, situated on the west bank of this river, the daily newspaper published in the Vatican City, the name of the 1929 treaty signed by Mussolini, which recognised papal sovereignty over the Vatican City, and the chapel erected in 1473-81 by Giovanni de' Dolci. I'll read those all one last time. The country which surrounds the Vatican City, situated on the west bank of this river, the daily newspaper published in the Vatican City, the name of the 1929 treaty signed by Mussolini, which recognised papal sovereignty over the Vatican City, and the chapel erected in 1473-81 by Giovanni de' Dolci. There we are. Now, Kasim and Jane, you go first this time.
I don't need the 2 middle ones, but only the top one is Italy, the second one is the Tiber, and the third one is
Yep, I think we're going for the river. And it is...
The Tiber, I believe.
The Tiber. Say, Kasim and Jane, the Tiber. Now, Sian and Beth, do you want to talk us through that board?
Well, we knew the Tiber. Obviously, the country is Italy.
And
The
yeah,
chapel's the Sistine Chapel. We could try and guess another one.
I think we should just go for the Sistine Chapel.
I think I should know the treaty and it's really annoying me. Can you think of it?
No.
Go for chapel.
The chapel is the Sistine Chapel.
The Sistine Chapel, say Sian and Beth. Sistine Chapel. So we have the Tiber versus the Sistine Chapel. Let's see if the Tiber is right from Kasim and Jane. If it is, let's see how many people said that. Absolutely right. 19. 19 for the Tiber. Now, Sian and Beth have said the Sistine Chapel. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said that. Is right. 37. 37 for the Sistine Chapel, which means Kasim and Jane is back in the game. After 2 questions, it's 1-1.
Well played, Kasim and Jane. It's a good head-to-head this. Let's take a look at the rest of these answers. The country is Italy, but yeah, there was no point going for it. Would have scored you 81 points. The name of the treaty, I hope you don't recognise it, it's the Lateran Treaty. Would have scored 7 points, so would have been a terrific answer. Well done if you said that at home. And the daily newspaper is L'Osservatore Romano, which is the Roman Observer. Would have scored you 2 points, the best answer up there.
Thanks very much indeed. OK, so here comes the decider, your third and final question. Whoever wins this goes through to the final and plays for that jackpot. Best of luck. It concerns corps and regiments of the British Army. Corps and regiments of the British Army. Richard.
We're going to show you the names of 5 corps or regiments of the British Army now, but we've removed alternate letters. Can you replace those and give us the most obscure answer? Best of luck, both teams.
Thanks very much indeed. OK, so let's reveal our 5 corps or regiments, and here they are. I blank, T blank, L blank, I blank, E blank, C blank, C blank, R blank, S, R blank, Y blank, L, blank, R blank, Y, blank, E blank, T blank, L, blank, O blank, P blank, blank, R blank, G blank, D blank, O blank, G blank, R blank, H blank, S, C blank, R blank, S, blank, F, blank, O blank, A blank, E blank, G blank, N blank, E blank, S, and finally, I blank, F blank, N blank, R blank. I'll read those all again without the blanks. I, T, L, I, E, C, C, R, S, R, Y, L, R, Y, E, T, L, O, P, R, G, D, O, G, R, H, S, C, R, S, F, O, A, E, G, N, E, S, and finally, I, F, N, R. There we are. Now then, Sian and Beth, you go first this time.
Well, we're going to go for the second one up, and it looks right, Corps of Royal Engineers.
The Corps of Royal Engineers, say Sian and Beth. Corps of Royal Engineers. Now, Kasim and Jane, which one would you want to go for?
Oh, it's a tough one. I think the first one is the Intelligence Corps. The last one is the Infantry. But I think we're going to go for the third one, which is the Brigade of Gurkhas.
The Brigade of Gurkhas. Brigade of Gurkhas, say Kasim and Jane. So we have the Corps of Royal Engineers from Sian and Beth. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said that. He's right. Oh, it's a good answer. Look at that. 11. Very well done. Good answer, Sian and Beth. Now, Kasim and Jane are saying the Brigade of Gurkhas. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said that. It is right. Now, 11 is what it's got to beat. And it does. Look at that. 4. Very well done, Kasim and Jane. Brigade of Gurkhas wins it for you. Which means, Kasim and Jane, after 3 questions, you're through to the final 2-1. Very well done indeed.
Oh, well played, Kasim and Jane. You could tell that was a good answer because the audience went, oh, when you said it. You know it's good when they do that. Corps of Royal Engineers was a good answer as well. Infantry, down the bottom. Too big a score, though, 46 points. You're right about the Intelligence Corps. That would have scored 14. Now, I was trying to work out this next one, and there's 3 words in it you can work out fairly easily. Royal you can work out, Army you can work out, and Corps at the end. Well, the only thing I could think that fitted was the Royal Army Dental Corps. That's the only thing I had. And that's the right answer.
No.
That is a pointless answer, the Royal Army Dental Corps.
Wow.
How about that?
What about that? Thanks very much indeed. So the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head round. You've done so well in both shows, Sian and Beth. I'm sorry we have to say goodbye to you. You just came up against Kasim and Jane, who just whipped it out from under your noses there with the Gurkhas. But very, very well done. It's been lovely having you on both shows. Thanks so much for playing. Sian and Beth. But for Kasim and Jane, it's now time for our pointless final. Well, Kasim and Jane, many, many congratulations. You've seen off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy, so very well done. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £3,000. Well, you've come, you've seen, and you've conquered. Fantastic. What would you like to see come up in this last round?
Something about Malaysia?
Well, now, as always, you start this round off by choosing a category, and here are your 4 options. They are Irish geography, rock and punk, German sport, British politics since 1900.
Wow.
What do you think German sport might be?
I don't know. German sport?
Irish geography, I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm not sure on that one. Rock and punk, forget it.
Right.
So it's just left with British politics, I think. What do you think?
British politics, then, yeah.
It's got to be British politics,
British
not a favourite, but we'll go for it.
Yeah. OK, British politics it is. Richard.
Here are your 3 categories within that. They're all about people who've held particular offices for a particular length of time. So we are looking for anybody who has been the leader of the Conservative or Labour Party for 6 or more years, since 1900. Anybody who has been the Speaker of the House of Commons for 6 or more years, since 1900. Or anybody who's held any of the great offices of state, Chancellor, Home Secretary and Foreign Secretary, any of those offices for 6 or more years. I would also say we're looking for continuous terms in those posts, so not if someone's done it for 3 years, then 4 years. It has to be a continuous term for all of those categories. Very, very best of luck.
OK. Now, as always, you've got up to a minute to come up with 3 answers. To win the jackpot of £3,000, just one of those answers has to be pointless. Now, remember, the answers you give can come from any of these categories. It can be 1 from each, 2 from one, 1 from another. It's entirely up to you. OK, are you ready?
Are you ready?
OK, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
OK, so leader of the Conservative Labour Party for 6 more years. Leader of the... Any leaders? How about holder of Great Office of State? Who did the welfare?
Ian Duncan Smith. Oh, no, welfare. I'm going blank now.
National Health.
National.
Oh, God.
Charles Clark.
Right, so let's go David Lloyd George.
OK.
Let's go something like Anthony Eden.
Yeah, OK.
Let's go Anthony Eden, Charge. Let's go
Michael Portillo. Michael Portillo.
Michael Portillo. OK.
Yeah, OK.
Right.
OK, are you happy with those?
Yes.
So we'll stop the clock there. OK, let's have your 3 answers then.
Right, so we've got to allocate them. So we're going for holders of a Great Office of State for 6 or more years. We'll go Anthony Eden.
Anthony Eden.
We'll go leader of the Conservative or Labour Party. We'll go David Lloyd George.
David Lloyd George.
David
And
Lloyd
we'll go
George.
for another holder of a Great Office of State, Michael Portillo.
Michael Portillo,
Yeah.
holder of a Great Office of State. OK, of those 3, which is your best crack at a pointless answer, do you think?
None.
No.
I think David Lloyd George.
David Lloyd George.
David Lloyd George we'll put last.
Yeah.
Which is your least likely to be pointless?
Michael Portillo.
Michael Portillo.
Michael Portillo we'll put first. OK, let's put those up on the board in that order. And here they are. We have got Michael Portillo, Anthony Eden and David Lloyd George. Well, your first answer was Michael Portillo. Now, if this is correct and it's pointless, you will win £3,000. Now, Kasim, what would you do with your share of the jackpot?
I might put it towards a holiday back to Malaysia for me and Jane, because Jane has not been back to Malaysia for the past 12 years.
OK, Jane, anything else you have a burning need for?
Well, yes, we've just moved house, so I did want a lawnmower, but somebody's kindly donated one of those. But I think patio furniture and a barbecue would go down well.
Very good indeed. OK, good stuff. Well, 3 answers on the board. Let's hope at least one of those is a pointless answer for you so you can win that jackpot. Your first answer, I say, was Michael Portillo. So let's find out. For £3,000, is Michael Portillo a person who's held a great office of state for 6 or more years? Ooh, bad luck.
Yeah.
Bad luck. 2 more shots at that jackpot. Your second answer was Anthony Eden. Again, if this is pointless, it wins you that jackpot. So for £3,000, let's find out. Did Anthony Eden hold a great office of state for 6 or more years? No, bad luck.
Oh dear, we're in trouble.
Bad luck. So everything is now riding on your third and final answer, David Lloyd George. If this is right, you will win that jackpot of £3,000. Let's find out. David Lloyd George, was he the leader of either the Labour or the Conservative Party for 6 or more years? No, bad luck. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was a really tough board, that. You had 4 options, none of which you particularly liked. And I'm sorry.
We've had such fun, though. It's been great fun.
Well, it's been fantastic having you on the show. I'm afraid you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer, so I'm afraid you don't win today's jackpot of £3,000. That will roll over onto the next show, but we've really enjoyed having you on the programme. And you do, of course, get to take home a pointless trophy each, so it wasn't a completely empty journey.
No.
Yeah.
Very well done.
It has been so lovely having you on as well, and I think you hit upon a particularly difficult one there. I have to say there's very few pointless answers as well. I'll go through your answers. Michael Portillo hasn't held any of those offices of state. He was Shadow Chancellor briefly. Anthony Eden, he was Foreign Secretary 3 times in completely separate occasions, so didn't do 6 years continuously. And Lloyd George was a Liberal leader, Liberal Prime Minister. Although he was a correct answer for the holders of a great office of state, would have scored you 2 points for that. Let's take a look at the pointless answers for all of them. Andrew Bonar-Law was the Tory leader for more than 6 years. He would have been a pointless answer. Very well done if you said that. For the Speaker of the House of Commons, you could have had Edward Fitzroy, James Lowther, John Whiteley or William Morrison, the big scorers there, as you'd imagine. Betty Boothroyd would have scored 28, George Thomas, Michael Martin, they all scored points. Bernard Weatherall scored points as well. And holder of a great office of state, Edward Grey is the only one up there, so really, really tough. You played terrifically well throughout and you chose a very tough category at the end. Anyone who got a pointless answer today, you've done very, very well, so well played.
Thanks very much indeed. So unfortunately we have to say goodbye to you, Kasim and Jane, but we've loved having you on the programme. Thank you so much for playing. Kasim and Jane, wonderful contestants. Well, Kasim and Jane didn't win our jackpot today, which means it rolls over onto the next show when we will be playing for £4,000. Join us then to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.